the NHL, but it's American Hockey League teams only. So essentially what I've done is I've thrown 3 NHL caliber players on their AHL affiliates. Starting off with Abbotsford, it will be Hughes, Pettersson, and Besser, 95, 90, and 87. We move on to Bakersfield, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard. The Senators will get Tkachuk, Stützle, and Drake Batherson. We go to the Bridgeport Islanders, Matt Barzal, Noah Dobson, and then goalie, Ilya Sorokin at a 90 overall. It only added a few goaltenders to the AHL. The Calgary Wranglers will have Anderson, Kadri, and Jonathan Huberdeau. The Charlotte Checkers, Barkov, Reinhart, and Tkachuk. We move on to the Chicago Wolves, which surprisingly, I did not know was Carolina's AHL affiliate. We got Rantanen, Aho, and Slavin, who had a hell of a Four Nations tournament. Werenski, Marchenko, and Johnson for the Cleveland Monsters. The Coachella Valley Firebirds will have Montour, Dunn, and McCann. What kind of a goddamn name is that? The Eagles will have McKinnon, McCarr, and Natchez. Obviously, 3 90-plus overall players. The Grand Rapids Griffins will have Raymond, Larkin, and Mo Sizzy. We move on to the Hartford Wolfpack with Breadman, Fox, and JT Miller. Newly addition to the New York Rangers. The Henderson Silver Knights will have Eichel, Stone, and Theodore. We move on to the Hershey Bears, Ovi, Carlson, and Strome. The Iowa Wild will have Kaprizov, Brodin, and Boldy. Lavelle Rocket will have Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky, a big 3 there. The Phantoms will get Matvei Mishkov, Travis Sanheim, and Travis Konechny. The Manitoba Moose, obviously, Kyle Connor, Josh Morrissey, and I had to throw in Connor Hellebuck at a 94 overall. Yossi Forsberg and Stamkos for the Admirals. The Ontario Reign will have Kopitar, Doughty, and Adrian Kempe. The Providence Bruins, Pasta, McAvoy, Marchand. We move on to the Rochester Americans with Dahlin, Thompson, and Tuck. Rockford Ice Hawks probably have the worst team in the entire AHL. I know they didn't get much help from the NHL with only Jones, Bedard, and Terravine in 2 87s and an 84. That is pretty rough. The goals will get Terry, Trouba, and McTavish. Not really a great bump there. Toffoli, Wallman, and Macklin Celebrini for the Barracuda. The Thunderbirds will have Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, and Colton Parayko. The Syracuse Crunch, Kucherov, Hedman, and Point. That is filthy. The Texas Stars, Heiskanen, Robertson, and Duchesne. We move on over to the Toronto Marlies, who will have the 3 young guns. Not really young anymore. I mean, 28 and 27 years old. Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. The Tucson Roadrunners, Keller, Sergachev, and Gunther. We got the Utica Comets with Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, and Dougie Hamilton. Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Eric Carlson for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Could you make the name any longer? And there we go. We've gone across the entire AHL, 3 players per American Hockey League team. And we are going to see who eventually goes on and wins the Calder Cup, which is pretty much the Stanley Cup equivalent of the American Hockey League. But of course, if you guys do enjoy NHL videos, not AHL videos, just like this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We post daily. And the Wilkes-Barre Penguins are 12-2 to start the regular season. They are going on a run here. Sid the Kid might have a Calder Cup to his resume. So at the end of the season, we get the Bakersfield Condors, who of course are the Edmonton Oilers AHL affiliate. They had the most wins at 47. Actually, not the most wins, but the most points at 104. 47, 15, and 10. The Toronto Marlies were very, very good. The Charlotte Checkers were up here. We got the Bruins, the Penguins, who went 46 and 23. The Hartford Wolfpack were good. Manitoba had a great season. At the bottom, the worst team in the AHL was indeed the Calgary Wranglers. They only had 24 wins. The Rockford Ice Hawks were bad. I believe that's Chicago. The Lee Valley Phantoms were also very bad. Ontario Reign were down here. The Bridgeport Islanders, even with a 90, Ilya Sorokin, only mustered up 28 wins. The GOAT himself, Connor McDavid, will lead the AHL in scoring, 132 points in only 72 games. They play 10 less games than the NHL. We also got Leon up here, 124, Kucherov, Crosby, and Point, all with 117. Sam Reinhart had a hell of a season. Mikko Rantanen, McKinnon, Kaprizov, they were all over 100 points. And Nikita Kucherov, 70 goals in 72 games in the American Hockey League. Nathan McKinnon had 63, Connor 62, Leon with 59, Rantanen and Matthews both have 50-goal seasons. And if we take a look at goalies here, Hellebuck tied for the most wins with Louis Domingue. They each had 35 apiece, and the most shutouts, that will go again to Louis Domingue and Connor Hellebuck. Domingue is what? A 79 overall fringe starter, literally competing neck and neck with a Vezina, back-to-back Vezina trophy winner, pretty much. I mean, Hellebuck did have the better save percentage, the better GAA, but wins and shutouts were virtually identical. And here we go. The AHL playoffs begin now. The hunt for the Calder Cup. Who's going to take it home? I don't know what team is the best. Obviously, Bakersfield, they won not the President's Trophy, whatever the hell they call it here in the AHL. They were the best regular season team, but again, sometimes that does not pan out in the playoffs. I was very unaware that the first round of the postseason, the AHL, is only 5 games instead of 7. We got Bakersfield up against the Henderson Silver Knights. Game 5, essentially a Game 7 do or die, heading into the third period. In Bakersfield, they get a 1-goal lead. McDavid has a pair. Draisaitl chipped in as well. They're trying to own the Vegas Golden Knights AHL team, just like they do to the NHL team. No, Jack Eichel's going to score on Dalia? Who the hell is Dalia? Honestly, I couldn't put Skinner in the AHL. We needed a defenseman back there. 5 minutes to go here in the third period. It is a standstill right now. And no way! With like 2 minutes to spare, the Henderson Silver Knights are going to take the lead here in the third period. And again, I told you guys, the best regular season team, sometimes it does not matter in the playoffs. And right now, the Bakersfield Condors, the Oilers, no way they're going to go out in round number 1. That would be so embarrassing. Here we go. Empty net. McDavid walking in. Connor doesn't even get a shot on net. Return the goalie. Return the goalie. They got the puck, please. Get back in the net. Is he back in the net? Okay, he is back in the net. Jack Eichel coming down. Henderson, they got some wonky-ass jerseys. I'm not even going to lie. Attard moves it up to McDavid. Come on, Connor McDavid. Empty net for the Condors. McDavid shooting. Nice save by Schmidt. 30 seconds to go here in the third period. Oh my God. You're really gonna, I understand it's the AHL. Maybe they're not as potent and maybe as high IQ as the NHL, but come on. I mean, an offside's an easy thing to avoid, especially right there. Less than 30 to go. Let's see what Bakersfield can do. Do we not have the... Oh, we have the second line out there. Put the first line out on the ice. No, there was an empty net. Oh, my God. Horrible play calling by the coach. And Mark, my spleen is hurting Stone, is going to bury the empty netter. And Henderson is going to eliminate the Bakersfield Condors in a very do-or-die pivotal game number 5. The only other do-or-die game 5 is between the Penguins and the Bruins, both of their AHL teams, obviously, and Providence. They hold on to a 3-2 lead entering the third period thanks to Fabian Lysell. Power play for the Bruins again. They don't get anything on it. Come on, Crosby. You don't want to go out in round number 1, buddy, especially in the AHL. That's not what winners do. Come on, Sid. I need a goal out of you. Maybe Malkin. Erik Karlsson, one of the big 3, has to step up, and Kopanen will score on Busey. Tie up the game. Providence with a power play. They don't get anything on it. All right, overtime it is. Crosby versus the Bruins. Another installment. Aho, that's one of the Sebastian Ahos, I'm pretty sure. Over to Crosby. Up to Gino. Gino coming in the zone. Crosby on the one-timer. Absolute howitzer, but he could not get the back of the net. Couldn't find the back of that Gino. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. It worked out. Crosby. Down low, Crosby over to Aho, shooting, nice save. Marchand moves up to, is that Tyler Pitlick? I think he played in the Oilers way back in like 2016. Pitlick waiting, shooting, and Tristan Jarry decided to join the boys in the American Hockey League. Sidney Crosby cannot escape Tristan Jarry right now. It doesn't matter where he goes, that man is going to follow him to the end of time. Sid wins the draw. Back to Aho. Your mom's a hoe, buddy. Brenstrom, you got to get out. Oh no, Brenstrom's got the rat on him. Marchand to Pasternak. Gino, oh wow, David Pasternak just laid out Evgeny Malkin. He's in the, okay, Pasta. He's in the corner bodying everybody. McAvoy to Marchand, back to McAvoy, full pressure. The Providence Bruins trying to advance to the second round of the playoffs, the AHL playoffs. Go all the way, boys. Get in there. Get in the forecheck. Marchand out in front. Marshy can't get a handle on it. Brenstrom's going to skate it out. The Penguins were under duress there. Marchand over to Tyler Pitlick coming in. Pitlick past the back door. What a save by Jarry. How did he make that save? Honestly, call that man up to the NHL right now. The Wilkes-Barre Penguins do not even need him. That is crazy. I'm going to take a stroke watching these two computers go at it. Lysell again. Lysell. Rebound. Can Fabian Lysell shoot the puck? He's out of the net. He's out of the net. Oh, Kachuk after Puljujarvi. Is that Jesse Puljujarvi in the AHL? Man, the Edmonton Oilers, we definitely whiffed on that pick, man. Could have had Matthew Kachuk, but instead, we took Puljujarvi, and it did not work out for us in the slightest. Pickering coming in the zone. Pickering over. Poulin shooting. Nice save by the netminder there. Moves it up to Fabian Lysell. Where's Lysell going to go? Over to Merlick. Oh my God. Backdoor Lysell was there. He was there. The Providence Bruins and the Wilkes-Barre Penguins right now, I mean, they're at a standstill. Neither of the teams can score. Puustanainen over Poulin, rebound, and Busey with the nice save. 4:30 left to go. Tuffy, is that Tufty? Tufty coming down. He's got a Providence Bruin with him. Okay, he elects to go to Brown, shooting, and Jarry with a nice save again. Maybe the Penguins have a little bit of advantage here with Tristan Jarry. I mean, he's in the 80s. I think he's a low 80, but still, not a lot of time left to go in overtime. Hopefully, we do get a winner here over Puustanainen, shooting, and there it is. Puustanainen will win it for the Penguins, and Sid the Kid Crosby, he ain't going out in round number 1. His first playoff series win since 2018, and it comes in the American Hockey League over the Providence Bruins. We now move on to round number 2, and these are our matchups. The Eagles and the Silver Knights, they have gone to war. Another game 5, so it looks like, oh my god, Colorado is straight up dominating Henderson right now. Very interesting that the AHL playoffs, I would assume that the final would be 7-game series. But the first 2 rounds have been 5 games, and Colorado, they're off to the conference finals. Iowa Wild versus the Manitoba Moose. Heading into the 3rd period, it is a 1-1 tie. This, of course, is Winnipeg versus Minnesota. And right now, we got one of the most boring Game 5s that you can imagine. Low scoring, low shooting, not a lot of chances, not a lot of room happening out there on the ice. And it looks like that, man, honestly, this game looks like it's destined for overtime. It is first OT, and Manitoba is heading to the conference finals off of a Josh Morrissey game winner. We got the Wolfpack up against the Penguins here in another game 5, as Sid the Kid is going to have to come through. Right now, it's Geno Malkin with the potential game winner, the go-ahead goal, and then Puustanainen and Poulin back-to-back. Sidney Crosby chips in. They are dominating the Wolfpack. And Sid the Kid is laughing to the bank laddie as the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins have now advanced to the conference finals. And now the final for Manitoba versus Colorado. We got Wilkes-Barre versus Bellevue Senators. So Ottawa versus Pittsburgh, Colorado versus Winnipeg, the final 4 teams. Who's moving on to the Calder Cup finals? It's not looking too great for Sid the Kid. Him and the Penguins, they're in a hole right now, down 3-1 in the series. Luckily, they're up 3-1 in the game. They win it 3-2, and they will force a game number 6. Game 6 here in Bellevue. I have no idea where it's at. Penguins again, they're up 3-1 entering the 3rd period, out shooting them 30-17. Sid the Kid will not be denied. He wants a Calder Cup, baby. The only thing missing from his hardware trophy case. And we are going to have a Game 7 back in Wilkes-Barre. Here we go. The first Game 7 of the entire playoff run. First period, we got no score. Second period, a 1-1 tie. Timmy Stu, and who was the other goal scorer? Evgeny Malkin. Man, Geno's been massive. I'm not even going to lie. This dude's been playing great in the AHL. He's like an 89 overall, something like that. Not in his prime anymore. And Grudon will give the lead to the Penguins with 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period. The Senators are down by 1 to the Penguins, trying to go on to the not the Stanley Cup Finals, but the Calder Cup. Evgeny Malkin, 2nd of the game, will give the Penguins the insurance marker that they desperately needed, and that is also his 10th of the playoff run so far. As, Carlson moves it over, tries to shoot it. Geno just picks it up, and he says, I am score. Well, the Senators are going for broke. They got an empty net. They're down 3-1. Geno, Hattie, Evgeny Malkin, a ho-ho hat trick as he dives into the crease. Here in the conference finals in a Game 7, he shows up when it matters the most, and he is going to send the Penguins off to the Calder Cup Finals. And now in the Calder Cup Finals, we have the Manitoba Moose up against the Wilkes-Barre Penguins, a best of 7 for the Calder Cup. Geno Malkin and Sid the Kid are on a hunt right now. They are leading 3-0 over the Manitoba Moose, who do have playoff Hellebuck in between the pipes. We know he's a complete and utter fraud, as they are trying to sweep the Moose here in game number 4 in Manitoba. They are down by 2 in the 3rd period. Down by 1 thanks to Sid. Lambert and Lucius will score on Tristan Jarry. It is only a 1-goal game, though. The Penguins are not out of it. All it takes is 1 shot. Speaking of shots, Manitoba has 30, and the Penguins, they only got 21 right now. 4 minutes to go. Will Manitoba live to fight another day? They will not be swept, and they will force a Game 5. All right, the Penguins on home soil right now. Entering the 3rd period, they got a multi-goal lead. 2-0 in the 3rd. thanks to Sidney Crosby, who puts up a ho-ho hat trick in the closeout game as they try to win their first Calder Cup. I don't know how many of those Calder Cups the Penguins have in AHL history. Don't be mad at me, but I know Sid, this would be his first one of his entire career, obviously. We got less than a minute to go. It's kind of a blowout, a 4-0 game. Sid has all 4 goals for the Penguins as he wants his first Calder Cup. The man was on a mission. It was Gino in the conference finals, Sid in the finals. Obviously, Malkin had the hat trick. Sid had a 4-goal night, which is absolutely bonkers. And on the back of Tristan Jarry, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, they're going to do the unthinkable. They were down and out in round number 2. They went to a Game 5 in round 2. Did I say round number 2? They were down and out in the first round. They went to a Game 5 in the second round. In the third round, they went to a Game 7, I believe. And they will not need a do-or-die deciding game here in the finals, as they are going to capture the Calder Cup. I don't know how many Wilkes-Barre have won in AHL history, but this is Sid's, Gino's, and Erik Karlsson's first of their career. And of course, we're going to get a totally different celebration. I wish, honestly, that the Stanley Cup celebration incorporated some of this into it, like seeing how the players are distraught and they're sad after the loss. That is a great addition. Why not combine the two instead of having just 2 completely different celebrations? This one, honestly, is way longer than the NHL one, which is crazy considering the Stanley Cup is much more meaningful than a goddamn Calder Cup. But nonetheless, Connor Hellebuyck, the ultimate loser, yet again when the lights are the brightest, he shines, or he does not shine. He actually wilts underneath the pressure as the leads were a little bit too bright on him, Letty. I will die on the hill that this is the better presentation, the trophy presentation, than the Stanley Cup one. It's longer, it's more detailed, and we have the assistant captain. Sid is not coming up to collect the Calder Cup. What on earth, Wilkes-Barre? Nonetheless, they are Calder Cup champions as Crosby, Gino, and of course Erik Karlsson all get it done. Man, this just goes on forever. It does not end. There it is, Tristan Jarry on the backbone of the team. And not only that, we're also getting a cool picture in front of the trophy. What else can you say about this man? Sid the Kid, 9 goals, 32 points in 22 games. Gino had 16 goals. Kyle Connor had 14, 20 points himself. Even Erik Karlsson chipped in. Josh Morrissey was good. McDavid only played 5 games, but had 15 points trying to carry Bakersfield. And of course, Jarry, Tristan Jarry, 14, 6, and 2, 3 shutouts, and a 931 in the playoffs. Call that man up right now. Connor McDavid is going to take home the Art Ross Trophy, the Hart Trophy, also to McDavid. We got the Maurice Richard going to Nikita Kucherov. The Rookie of the Year to Cogligiello, whoever the hell that is. Adam Fox is going to win the Best Defenseman in the League award. Crosby was the most valuable player in the playoffs. He won that. And Connor McDavid, the Fred T. Hunt Memorial Award Trophy. Shout out to the ultimate winner, Sid. He gets it done. His first ever Calder Cup. Literally has won at every single level, now including the AHL. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave some support on it. Until next time, I would like to say thank you all for watching. And of course, always remember, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.